Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to deliver the topic this seed collection. Its various procedure and methods. And first of all, we have to know or go through the planning and organization phase of seed collection. Before actually going to the field, we must have some plannings that how to uh, select the area, how to select the trees, then how we have to assemble all the needful uh, fund, equipment, personnel, etc. for this purpose. And among that, the very first, as I am saying, that the planning and organization phase is there for this purpose, and under this we have to very firstly we have to determine the species, then its source, and then stand within that source. So first of all, which species we have to do on the research. uh, Selection of species is automatic for well adapted species but not infrequently afforestation objectives changes. Sometimes species may also selected or chosen on the basis of their extinct level also, or market demands, or various other factors like disease incidence or insect incidences. That's why sometimes it is also as mentioned here, that the that the species is also being chosen on the basis of various large scale afforestation objectives. Emphasis may shift from saw logs to pulpwood or fuel wood production, or sometime, as I have mentioned in earlier lines, that unexpected disease problems, etc. Okay. Then we once the species have been selected, then we move to or we have to seek for its source or provenance. The provenance is any geographic source from where the intended species is determined through literature survey, through physical surveys, through personal localizing, and those all should be confirming the full availability of seeds or material at collection time. So these provenances or geographic sources or seed sources may also consult through your personal licensing to that area, through forest department, through forestry related education systems, or through uh, forestry research institutions like ICFRE in Dehradun, or various other university based forestry education departments. Those may also are doing such work at their local level. Then literature is also available for this purpose, or you can go through the literature survey also, like various floras, various booklets on particular species. Then finally it literature or personalizing things will be followed finally by physical survey, but it is not actually for seed collection time, but it is physical survey, that where the exact location is situated in any particular country, its state or its districts or any other administrative boundary. Then the next step will be stand or finding or selection or screening of a particular stands where the needful trees will be in good stocking, or in good quantity. Then uh, in contrast with the provenance, the boundaries of individual stands are commonly well defined, as the similar features of several trees or group of trees are like alike, and sometimes trees are of different shapes and size of similar species of similar age also. So it could be clearly defined that what number of trees or which stand is suitable for your purpose. uh, In many cases, the stands are being managed uh, for seed production. It is actually done by forest departments or sometimes done by forestry research organization like FRI. This seed production area is managed by thinning of the off type plants. Those are not met the desirability of seeds or size or shape or form of that tree. Often they are in plantations. Normally such stands are found in plantation. Those are converted as natural forest. Seed orchards are a special case in this regard. Those are designed for seed production especially before they are planted and managed continuously for the purpose. Thus, several stands sites must be identified or screened well in advance for seed collection purposes. As we are describing here, the seed collection, its procedure and various methods. This is the very first step, that we have chosen a species, then we have selected the provenance, then we have also screened out the stands of needful trees. Then we move to next thing under our planning phase, and that is determining the seed quantities. How much seeds you are needed for your purpose. Either it is for research purpose, either it is for uh, afforestation purpose, or that may be large or small scale or medium scale plantation. The seeds, a seed user need to define the quantity of seeds needed for any desired species from any selected provenance or stand. For this, it is necessary to know the area of plantation to be established. Okay, as I have mentioned in the start of this heading. Thus, needful quantity should be kept always in mind before going to the field or during this planning phase. Then accordingly we have to choose the number of trees also within that stand, or number of provenances within your country, within your state. So that will be depend upon your need. Next we have third point of this planning phase is determining the year of seed fruit collection. It is most necessary factor actually, as we know the tree seeds uh, produce seeds in gap years, sometime alternate years, sometime 1 year gap, sometime 2, 3, 4 year gaps, or sometime 5 also. It is observed, or it is well known fact that mostly in the conifer species of alpine zone, seeds are produced after 3 to 5 year gap. But in subtropical and tropical areas, seeds may produced in alternate year. 1 year gap is there for seed production in tropical and subtropical areas. Mostly in tropical areas, these are produced every year sometime, or the production hierarchy is also depend on some local climatic factors also, or uh, there is a well defined hierarchy in of seed production in forest trees, as the good seed year is there, full seeding in tree, that is mast year, also known by mast year, or the immediate next year is known as poor seed year, as 100% seeding is followed by 25% seeding in that tree. Then in third year it will be 50% seeding, that is average seed year, or then in the fourth year it will be 75% seeding, that is good seed year, or normal, whichever it is, or then again in the fifth year or fourth year it will be good seed year or master year. This is hierarchy of seed production in the trees. Accordingly we have to plan, accordingly we have to determine the collection time. Seed bearing of many forest trees is rather irregular from year to year. 1 year with a heavy crop, seed or mast year, or it may be followed by one or several years with a poor seed crop or none at all. So in tropical or subtropical species or areas, we have average seed year, or uh, normal seed year followed by good seed year, and again in third year we will have good seed year in tropical areas especially. But in conifer zone or in uh, alpine areas we must have poor or average like area seed years after good seed year or must year. So this is hierarchy of seeding in the forest trees, or accordingly we have to determine the year of seed collection. Then next we move to uh, it's another part, or this habit of the timing and seeding is important factor to consider during planning phase for seed collection operations. The collection of seed in a good seed year confers a number of advantages. There can be a high intensity of selection of seed bearers. The cost of collection is lower. It is obvious factor that if we have more trees to or more choice of selection of trees for seed, then it will definitely save our time and money also. The next phase of this planning time is to determine the best dates for collection, or now we comes more inside of this planning phase, or what should be the exact timing, or this is related to seed maturity actually. Seed collectors need to able to check or to coordinate with time collection for a period when seeds are fully ripened, but before they are dispersed by fruit descents or fruit consumption by animals or birds, etc. So it is again an important factor to make the appropriate timing of seed collection. Sometime light-weighted seeds or capsule-like species dehisces their seeds before you reach to the collection site, or sometimes they are eaten by birds or animals. So such things are kept in mind also to set the appropriate date for seed collection. To achieve this aim, the collectors must be able to distinguish the ripe from unripe seeds or fruits. Several different methods have also been used to recognize the seed maturity. As I have mentioned in the start of this heading, seed maturity indices or criterion are already laid for several species or in several localities. Those are lab or field basis based indices actually, or some are discussed herein. The laboratory method of determining the seed maturity is are there, and number one of them is dry weight method, and it is known fact that maximum dry weight will be there in the fully mature seeds, or it will definitely confirm the maturity of seeds when the dry weight, maximum dry weight is there in seeds. Then secondly we have another method, that is chemical analysis, or it is checked by biochemical changes. Those are takes place as the seed matures. Content of crude fat and protein, nitrogen, these are increases 5 to 4 times respectively from immaturity to physiological maturity, and these are best chemical indices. Next we have X-ray radiography method. uh, this is the examination of development of embryo and endosperm among the sample seeds by means of X-ray radiographs. This is a very quick and relatively straightforward method for assessing seed maturity, as we have taken the X-ray films from human beings also, and generally for bone purposes, okay, or sometime it is for our various body parts also, and it seems that if the dead parts are there, those will be appear in black um, picture, or the live portions must appears in white or light portions. So this will indicate the maturity of the seeds also. Then we have next criterion, that is also lab based, that is moisture content of fruits or seeds. Water loss of maturing cones and fruits occurs in various species, and it is closely related to maturity of seeds, as the mature seeds have very less moisture contents, Normally seeds are categorized on the basis of their moisture or their size also. Recalcitrant seeds have around 14 to 15% moisture at maturity, while on the other hand orthodox seeds have 5 to 8 or maximum 10% maturity moisture content at the time of this maturity, and this is the clear cut indices on the basis of moisture content. Next we have field methods. Those are conducted for quick results. If you are already reached in the field, then you must check the seeds or its maturity by several field based methods, and number one of them is specific gravity of fruits. As the moisture content of fruit and cones decreases with maturation, as mentioned in these lines also. So similarly or accordingly, the specific gravity or density and its ratio of the unit weight to unit volume will definitely decrease, or it will show the maturity of seeds. Next we have another method of this field based study or determination of this maturity is the examination of seed contents, whether the seeds or the contents are tight enough, or these are in milking stage, or these are in oil stage, or whatever it is. If the seeds are over mature, then the oil contents will be more and more in those. If the seeds are immature, then the milking stage will found there. If the seeds are proper mature, then it will be tight enough, or there will be no exertion of any milk or any oil from the seeds. So as the things are mentioned here, as I have say, the examination of seed content exposed by cutting or bite test is also known for this purpose, to open the fruit or cones lengthwise can be reliable and simple method of assessing seed ripeness. This provide the operator must be experienced for this purpose. Most embryos and endosperm pass through an immature milky stage followed by a duff stage, as I have mentioned. That tight or tough seeds should be there when the tissues become more firm. Mature seeds have a firm white endosperm and a fully developed firm embryo also. But in the case of immature seeds, those are quite smooth or not like such tight structure or firmness, and they will also release some juice, or that is milking stage, also known by milking stage. But the over mature seeds will have oil contents, or they will definitely dead inside, or their proteins or fats are converted into oil. Those are not also considered for collection. Such conditions are appear in the stored seed actually. If not stored under proper appropriate conditions, then the oil contents may be there. Next criterion, field based criterion, is color of fruits or cones. It is a well known fact that the color will also change with the maturity, or in the fruits or seeds or cones. It provides a simple and very clear cut idea about the maturity. It is reliable, also considered as reliable criterion for judging the seed maturity, but the operator again must be experienced in the characteristics of a specific concern. Abscission and shading of fruit is usually a sign of fruit maturity also, and it might be assumed that it also indicates a high content of sound mature seeds. The next criterion of this or planning phase actually, we must choose the appropriate tree also, or that under tree improvement subject, it is known by selection of plus tree or selection of trees for seed collection. So it is assumed that the seed collector has received clear direction from the seed user as to which species and provenance, and in case some cases from which stands he is to collect, it is still the responsibility of collector to select the individual tree for collection. Criterion will vary considerably according to whether the collections are for large scale or for afforestation purpose, or for small scale, especially for research purposes. Normally, selection criteria as per ISTA, International Seed Testing Association, if we are going for tree improvement purposes, then we must choose 300 trees for very first stance, uh, and then finally up to plus tree we reaches up to 15 trees among those 300. So this is the selection procedure, and that is a separate chapter actually that will discussed in another lecture. But here we one or seed collector must have to choose or select the trees for seed collection. Uh, uh, Sometime over mature trees should be avoided for this purpose, since seed from them may be of low viability also, and we must avoid isolated trees of naturally cross pollinating species, since these are likely to be self pollinated, as these are in isolation. There is no variation, or there is no vigorosity in such trees or such seeds. Seeds are likely to be few of low viability, and any seedling produced are frequently weak or malformed, and this phenomena actually is known as inbreeding depression. If the selfing is continued in any tree or in any species or any individual, then it will leads to such type of signals in the seeds. Uh, Seedlings will be weak or malformed, or seeds are low viable, or likewise. This is inbreeding depression actually. Or further, avoid the collection in stand those containing numerous poorly formed, excessively limby, of color trees. Actually, it is not considered good to collect seed from malformed or deformed trees or poorly grown trees. Actually, it will definitely produce the alike progenies in the future. That's why we must avoid such type of trees. Next phase of this planning time of this seed collection is to assemble the resources for seed collection. One part of planning is timely assembly of clear information on nature and magnitude of seed collection tasks. Number of species and provenances, seed quantities, location of stand, best date of collection, etc. Those are already described in the above portion. The other part is to select and assemble the resources needed to do the job. During the planning stage, the leader of collection operation need to check the preparations for field work under upcoming headings. And very first of this uh, is organizing the collection team. First of all, we must have a proper skilled or hard working team also, and it is known or estimated output of collection team need to be related to quantity of seeds, number of stands, and length of season, length of that collection time actually, duration, in order to determine the required number of size and teams. If we are going for uh, long time, then we have a limited number of crews. If we are going for short time, then we may go with medium or average number of crew therein. Then it is desirable to have at least one tree climber, a ground collector on the daily or seasonal payment basis. One team in charge should be there. Then one porter should also be there, though that will carry the bags of the seeds. However, transport facilities are also there. That is here. Collecting team need to cut a minimum the time is spent in moving between one side to the next, and therefore reliable transport system should be available where and when it is needed. Then we have organization of equipments. As we know, the without equipment there is it will consume time or uh, money also. The choice of equipment will vary greatly according to local conditions, the steeper and less accessible terrain, the simpler and lighter should be the equipment. If whereas highly mechanized equipment such as tree shaker or mechanized platforms, those are only appropriate in large seed orchards on flat land. Apart from the collection tools, safety clothing, first aid equipments, and plenty of bags and sacks should be provided to the collecting team. Next, we have organization of or assemblies of records also. And meticulous recording and labeling is essential for good collection work. Appropriate labels and forms and registers need to be designed well in advance and printed in adequate number. Those will help full to make and keep the records for future also. Then we have next uh, essential item, that is organization of permit or assembly or collection of permit to enter in the forest, or sometimes forests are restricted for general public, or it is only open for researchers or some government officials. But if you are having your trees in such areas, then you must have the permit, or normally it is needful to have a pass or permit for collecting or exploiting any item from forest area. So these are not normally required for forest services collecting in the government forest reserve, but may be needed when collection on private land also, or sometime in national parks or special reserves or in another country. So you must have some entry pass or some permit to exploit the material. Even if formal authority is not needed, it is often advisable to inform local communities of the proposed operations in advance. Without that, you will be checked in some checkposts to have some judiciary action. Next, we have organization of seed extraction. Once you have all the things, then you have to assemble the things, or planning for seed extractions also. The arrangement of rapid movement of fruits from collection site to the excretory may be needed. It involved the advanced organization of transport also. The seed excretory staff must be advised when to expect the fruits. If some preliminary sun drying of fruit in the forest is planned, the polythene sheeting or tarpaulins will be needed to spread on the ground, just to give them pre sun drying for few hours or few days in the field. Next, we have methods of seed collection. Now we come to the method of collection when enter in the field. So it will depend upon trees or its size or its species or locality also. So there are various collection methods. Those are classified herein. Number one of them is collection of fallen fruits from the seeds, fruits or seeds from the forest floor. Those are fallen seeds. Number one of them is natural seed fall, or seeds are collected but only for earlier days or same day fallings, not the large or long back fallen seeds. It will be insect or soil borne fungus infected also. So therefore we must need freshly fallen seeds only. Especially example given here, that is quercus, but I have not recommended this species from ground only. The quercus, fagus, castanea and tropical genera like Tectona grandis or Mylina species are collected in this manner, but I would like to remove quercus from this list. Next, we have again ground collection, but it is only after manual shaking, or freshly fallen seeds will be collected in this manner. The Cordia, Elidora and Cedrella species are collected in this manner by this method. Next, we have mechanical shaking, or it is used for juglans, malus, prunus, rexinus, and Glesticia species. Next, uh, uh, the collection of seed after dispersal. It is again ground collection, or it is found in Quercus, again not listed from my point of view, and Fagus species. Next, the second method, we have collection of seed or fruit from the crown of felled trees. Once you reach beneath the tree, then you have to lop the branches or some uh, twigs, or sometime logging operations are also conducted therein. Then you have to collect seed from such felled or fallen branches, etc. And this practice is done in Pinus, Thuja, and Soga species. Next, the third method, we have collection of seeds or fruit from standing trees only, but that is with access from ground. If we are able to catch the branches from ground only, and such practice is applied in Crataegus, Sorbus, and Ilex species. In this method, cutting, breaking, and sewing for branches out of arms reach a variety of long-handled tools like long handled rake, saws, chisels, hooks, or pruning shears are used to pull off or several individual fruits or fruit-bearing branchlets. And, light rigid bamboo, aluminum, or plastic poles 4 to 6 meter in length are generally used for this purpose. Next collection method, we have collection of from the standing trees only, but with access by climbing. For this purpose, we must need a climber within our team, and climbing into the crown by way of the bole. It is the only method, or sometime climbing into the crown directly by the use of those uh, uh, machines, the climbing and pricking of fruit within the crown. These are some methods by the or for collection of seeds from standing trees. Next, we have next method, that is collection of seeds from standing trees with other means of access. A mechanized device, those have platforms near the those bear their platforms near the ground are being used in recent times, but generally in foreign countries. Next, we have uh, collection, seed collection, and how the seed collection is affected by several factors actually, and there are several biotic, geographic, climatic, and several other factors. Those are listed herein. The number one of them is species. First of all, you have to choose your species as mentioned in the planning phase. If you have had your appropriate species, then it's okay. But if you are not able to select or choose the species on which you are going to make your research, or for afforestation program, then this is obviously a factor for collection of seed, which on which species you are going to collect seed. If you have not selected any species, then secondly, as per the planning phase, seed source or provenance. If you had not chosen any seed source or provenance, and on the other hand you have already chosen the species, or if you are choosing wrong source or wrong provenance, then it is also a negative factor actually. But on the other hand, if you have chosen proper species with proper source, then it will give you right 100% result. Then again, planning phase, time is there, collection time or season. If you have determined the wrong collection time or wrong season, then you will have loss. Or on the other hand, if you have appropriate collection time for particular species or particular season also, then you will have fruitful results. And then we have topography of the collection site. It will affect your time and money also, and you must need the experienced personnel for undulating or uneven or steep or hilly type of localities. On the other hand, if you have plain areas, then you will have appropriate transport system also, or you will save time also. Then the transportation facilities, if you have a quick and appropriate transportation system with you or with your team, then definitely you will save time and have more collection, and it is also on the basis of hills or plains or undulating terrains also. Next we have funds, or monetary assistance also, monetary resources. If you have these things with you in time, then you will definitely save your time, or you will have large collections or appropriate collections. If you do not have money, then how could you move from your area to far away, or sometime it need to be to go to abroad also for seed collection, then it is not possible without funds. Then national international licensing or relationships. If you have your national relationship, from suppose I am from Uttarakhand and I am going to have seed from Karnataka, then I must have to have relationship with the forest department of, or some research organizations of that place also, just to save my time and money also to reach there and just have the idea about particular species and particular source. Then it is also be same for international level. Then we have biological factors, as we have various collection sites, sometime steep slopes, sometime plains, or sometime some swampy areas. So accordingly we must face some wild animals or wild insects, or the things like snakes, disease, insects. uh, those may affect your work also, or you have to prepare for that in advance also, so that will definitely affect your seed collection. Then we have next factor, that is framework, or framework means you must have all the things with you, from your laboratory to the field staff, then equipments, then skillness of the personnels, then the tools, those are workable or are in working condition. All the record utensils, all the things should be there, and that comes under framework or infrastructure that could be well planned or well assured in advance. Or if you have not, or any loophole in any of these, then you will definitely suffer with your seed collection. And finally there is climate, or as the season or time, those all are decided or determined well in advance in the planning phase. Besides that, sometime there may sudden change in the climatic factors also. So there may hot climate, warm climate, cold climate, monsoon, and as we know, in all these climatic conditions, there are several species, those produce or those matures their seeds any within any of these climatic condition also. During monsoon, the Azadirachta indica is there. During cold, all the temperate or alpine zone species are matures during this season. During warm, tropical areas or the species of tropical areas are matures during this, or during hot climate also. So these season may also affect your collection procedure, collection method, your collection time also. Or in all, we have all the details about the procedure and methods of seed collection and factors affecting seed collection also. And I hope that you all understand the matter discussed herein. Thank you.